Traditional DJ lights for traveling DJs also have their place in our industry. Jerry back with that Theatrically Jerry, and today I'm reviewing Big Dipper's LM30A-2. These are also called spider lights, so let's get into this review. So included with purchase is the main fixture here. You're also getting a user manual. This is called a mini spider light. The user manual has several pages in it, so definitely keep it. It has your DMX channel values as well as your technical parameters. You're also getting a IEC power cable, and you're also getting a mounting bracket for your C-clamp here. So you're getting that as well. The only thing that I don't see that usually comes with fixtures is a 3-pin DMX cable. You are not getting one of those with purchase, so keep that in mind. Not a big deal. I have so many of them sitting around, so not a big problem. But for those of you who are just starting out, you will need a 3-pin DMX cable. The LM30A is a dual head 8x3 watt beam mover. So this interesting shape is extremely compact and portable, as you can see here. It measures in at 11 inches long by 5.1 inches tall by 5.6 inches deep. This makes this fixture super compact and capable of being stacked closely together. This means more fixtures in a smaller area. Who doesn't like that? It weighs in at 3.56 pounds, making it a super lightweight and portable fixture. This is due to its ABS plastic housing. Big Dipper's LM30A features 8 square lenses per fixture. There are 4 each on the heads of these. So there's 2 heads, there's 4 lenses, so 8 total here. The lenses are acrylic and they're square shaped, so these are plastic lenses, but they are Fresnel lenses. They do have the moire type effect on the lens. They're textured. That is to evenly distribute the light coming from behind the lens here. So definitely important for beamers. Behind each of these lenses is a 3-watt LED. Despite stating that it's a 4-in-1, each one of these lenses is only capable of producing one of the colors. So for instance, this one will be red, this one will be green, this one will be blue, this one will be white. You can't actually change the colors of these. So you're always going to have this one red, this one green, this one blue, this one white, or reversed. So keep that in mind. We'll take a look at that later on in the review too. The front of this fixture has a traditional red LED display for the user interface. Directly below the LED display is your menu button, your down button, your up button, and your enter button. This is for navigating your user interface. To the left of the LED display is something interesting. These are LEDs to tell you if the fixture is in DMX mode, as well as a LED for your master mode. To the right here is your LEDs that are going to tell you if it's in slave mode or if the fixture is in sound mode. The back of this fixture features an IEC power port for connecting a IEC power cable that we saw earlier. If you've watched my channel, you know how I feel about IEC power. I don't feel like they have a place on lighting fixtures. This should definitely have been a PowerCon power connector. However, these fixtures are geared for beginners, so it's acceptable. One thing I did notice is that there is no built-in safety fuse for this IEC power connector. Usually they will have a safety fuse right below it, so I'm not sure why they excluded that from the fixture, but they did. To the right here, you have Big Dipper's authentic label. So if this is an authentic fixture, it will come with this label. And to the left here are your DMX in and out. So we have our 3-pin in and our 3-pin out. So you can data chain or daisy chain your DMX signal here with the 3-pin in and out. However, because this is an IEC plug here, you can't actually daisy chain your power. So each one of these is going to have to be plugged into its own electrical plug. So while you can chain data, you can't chain power. I thought that was a very interesting thing, especially because there's plenty of room here to put a power con out. And then of course you could have put a power con in right here. However, it was chosen to use an IEC probably to save cost. Again, this is a beginner light fixture, by no means professional, but I also wanted to point that out to you guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the built-in menu system here. This is one of those fixtures that doesn't have a on or off switch. You simply just have to plug it in. So we're going to plug it in and it's going to start up. It's going through its testing and it's trying to figure out where home is on its tilt motors right now. So once it finds those, it'll start up. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the built-in menu system here. It's a little weird, I'm not going to lie. Okay, so right now my fixture's in master mode because it's not receiving a DMX signal. When you hit menu, your first menu is going to be address. You could pick anywhere from 512 to 001. I'm going to leave it at 001. My next menu is your channel mode, so you can pick your DMX channel mode from 7 or 13. So I'm going to leave it at 13. My next menu is your master and slave. So you can select master, M-A-S-T, or slave, S-L-A-V. I'm going to leave mine as a master. So you can actually select those. My next menu is for sound. You can have it in auto or in sound mode. I'm going to leave mine in auto. And the speed you can select all the way up to 9. I'll leave it at 9. Our next menu is the sound mode on and off. So you can turn it on or off. I'm going to leave mine off. The next menu after that is the sensitivity of sound mode. And you can do anywhere from 100 to 001 for sound sensitivity. My next menu is BLND. You could put it on yes, no, or standby mode. So something you hit enter here, you can hit yes or no. I'm just going to put yes. Our next menu is LED, and that is to turn off the backlight here. So you can have it on or off. I'm going to leave it on. Our next menu is display. So if I hit display, you can actually turn this upside down. So depending on how this is mounted, your display can be upside down so you can actually read it easier if this fixture is mounted upside down or right side up. So I liked seeing that. My next one is motor inversion. So this is something cool on here too. You can actually invert the motor of one of the heads. So head 1, invert, yes. Head 2, invert, yes. I prefer to have them inverted. they look better that way. So you can set these to yes or no. And one thing that you see right now during my review is that it goes right back to the very first menu, so it is kind of a pain to navigate through this menu system. Our next menu is test, and that's just going to automatically test the fixture to make sure it's running correctly. It's also the thing that happens when the fixture starts up, so it just tests its tilt and LEDs, so nothing too crazy there. And our next menu, which I thought was interesting for a budget-friendly fixture, is hours. So this tells you how many hours this fixture has been running. Mine's been running for 12 hours, even though it's brand new, but they test these in the factory, so that's actually a good thing. So this has been tested for 12 hours so far. And moving right along, as you can see, it went right back to the first menu, so I have to go through all these again. Our next menu is our version number, and that is for software version. I'm running 001, so the very first. You can also reset this fixture with the RSET. You hit enter and you hit yes, and it will reset the fixture for you. Those are all of the built-in menus for this light fixture. So the LM30A has a 0 to 100% linear dimmer, and we're going to go ahead and check that out now. So let's check out the red dimming. So as you can see, it's not bad. However, on the lower end here, as expected, you do get either an on or an off LED. It's not a smooth dim to 0, but this is a DJ fixture, not a stage fixture, so that's less important here. So the dimming is not bad on this from 0 to 100%, as you can see. We can check out the green as well. And I'm controlling this with DMX. As you can see on the front of the fixture, I'm on channel 1. Let's check out our blue. Okay, it's not bad. And let's check out white. So the linear dimming on this is actually not bad for a budget-friendly portable DMX DJ light. So keep that in mind. I actually expected a lot worse stepping, and there really isn't too much stepping on this. Let's go ahead and check out the strobe on this, because DJs love using strobes, and they do look great. So the manufacturer hasn't specified the refresh rate or hertz on the strobe, so we're going to go ahead and just see what that is right now. I'm going to bring up the strobe channel. So we do have our 1 strobe per second here as the slowest strobe. And I'm going to keep bringing this up. And the higher up on the strobe channel, the faster these are going to strobe. So the strobe actually isn't bad on this fixture. I was expecting a much slower refresh rate, and it's actually not too bad. So at its fastest strobe here, we have about a 20 hertz strobe. You're not seeing too many black frames in between the strobe, meaning the refresh rate on the strobe, or the hertz, is actually pretty fast. So here's some medium speed strobes, just to give you guys an idea. And we're going to bring it back down to its slowest strobe. I like to also test out the pure colors of the LED. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. I did turn the lights down a little bit in the studio. Let's take a look at our red. So the wavelength for red looks like a typical red wavelength. You're not getting any weird orangey color red. So the red looks great. Let's check out green. The green also looks great. You're not getting a weird bluish tint to the green. Let's check out blue. Blue's wavelength looks great. Sometimes on budget-friendly fixtures you get that whitish blue. This is actually a deeper blue, so it looks great compared to some of the other budget-friendly fixtures I've reviewed. Let's go ahead and check out white. So our white actually looks great on this as well. It is a cool white. There is a little bit of a fringe around the white that I'm going to go ahead and show you guys right now. The fringe is actually a warmer white color, so you're actually getting kind of two different looking white colors with the white here. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the white, and as you can see there's kind of a cool white in the center, and then around the edges here is a little bit of a warm, almost orange colored white. I'm going to show you guys the other colors too, just so you can get an idea. See how nice and deep that blue is? Looks great. Our green looks like green. And our red looks like red. I'm going to bring them all up for you guys. So you have a really nice vertical line here, actually, sorry, horizontal line of LEDs, and this is just one of the heads. Both of them are not on. You can do the other heads as well. You're not going to see them until I adjust the tilt for it. So let's go ahead and do that. So there's your other head. And as you can see, the LEDs are actually arranged in the opposite on the other head. So that's actually a really cool feature. It just makes the light look way more dynamic. I'm switching those out, so I was kind of glad to see that. BigDipper's LM30A has two moving heads capable of tilting from 0 to 150 degrees. Let's see how well the motors work, as well as how loud the motors are. So I've actually tilted this fixture or tipped it onto its side. Something else that's pretty cool with these, they can actually sit on either side. So you don't have to have them mounted in a horizontal position. You can do vertical. But let's go ahead and just check out the motors on here. So here's a motor for the first head, and I'm using DMX channel 1 to control it. These motors are actually super quiet. They're actually one of the quietest motors I've reviewed on a light fixture. I mean, I can't even hear them, and I'm about 2 feet away from this. Are they the fastest? I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to bring both of these up to 100. That's how fast they're capable of tilting. So that's their absolute fastest. I'll do 1. So they're not super fast at tilting, but they're also not the slowest I've ever seen. And kudos to Big Dipper for getting these motors to not whine when they move, which is something you typically get with budget-friendly DJ fixtures. So motors are definitely getting a plus from me. Okay, so I now have these set up in master and slave mode, and I have them vertical instead of horizontal. I've also inverted their tilts. As stated, one of these is a master, and it's sending the information to the slave. So they should run in sync. We're going to go ahead and test out the sound sensitivity on this just to see how well these pick up sound, and also look at the built-in macros of the light. So I'm going to go ahead and play some generic music right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what these look like on a flat, solid surface. I'm about 15 feet away from my back wall here, and we're going to go ahead and just see what this looks like to music. These LEDs are actually fairly bright for a 3 watt, and that is because they are solid color LEDs. They're not sharing red, green, blue, and white with one cob or chip on board. They all have their own dedicated color, so they're going to be much brighter than those that have to share power with other colors. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what this looks like. I'm going to go ahead and put a link down below if you want to purchase one of these. This particular one is Big Dipper's Mini Spider. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I do try to respond to them as quickly as I can. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel at Theatrically Jerry. I did actually just get into the YouTube Partner Program, so thank you guys that have followed me for supporting me. I am now a YouTube partner. I hope to grow this channel even more. I'm reviewing everything from these budget-friendly pars that are for newbies, beginners, all the way up to professional stage fixtures that I personally use for my theaters. I am also doing tutorials and reviews on atmospherics and equipment. So if any of that stuff interests you, go ahead and subscribe to my channel at Theatrically Jerry. And thank you guys for watching.